What's going on, everybody? It's Cody. Welcome back to the channel. We got a showdown slate here on Thursday night, 10K to first. I love these big prize pools, especially on a showdown. But let's take a look back at my lineup from today. I had a good day. I finished right outside top 25 in the big contest. Thanks in large part to Asia Wilson dropping 67.5 fantasy points. I felt really blessed to be top 30 without Caitlin Clark, who went absolutely nuclear. We got news right before lock of the first game that Phoebich was starting instead of Thornton after we got news that Laney was out. So I liked her for value. We had heard a little bit of rumblings that Lexi Hole might start over Nalissa, but we didn't get any confirmation before slate lock, and I didn't want to be left like playing Lexi Hole if she wasn't going to start. So I went Phoebich. I also didn't want to play Lexi Hole and Katie Lou together. I did play Katie Lou as a cheap play. Jackie Young, I got her at sub 5%, and she had a great game. Left a little bit out there as well, which was a little bit annoying. But I still can't complain about any kind of profit. And I was able to win a ticket to the $333 big money contest on Friday night. I thought I was going to have to tilt. Originally, I lost by 0.25 points, but stat correction actually worked in my favor this time, and I won by 0.25 points. So we'll be in that $333 contest come Friday. But let's look at the odds for this showdown, and then we'll kind of get into both of these teams that both of them are on back-to-backs. Or both of them are playing the second leg of a back-to-back. So Chicago at New York, 11-point spread, over-under of 165. If we go over here on the Chicago side, they ran just a weird rotation today. I imagine it was due in large part to like knowing they were playing a back-to-back, but Mabry played her normal minutes, right around 31. Angel Reese, her minutes ticked all the way down to right at 30. Camila Cardoso played 30 minutes. Kennedy Carter played her normal run. Lindsey Allen saw a slight downtick in minutes. She's just not been very good ever since her couple big games. She's back to what I kind of expected from her. Dana Evans saw an uptick in minutes. Izzy Harrison played her normal minutes. Bree Turner got dusted off. And Michaela Onienwer got dusted off for almost 11 minutes. Diamond DeShields only saw 4 minutes. So I'm not really sure what to make of it. I hope it was just because they were getting a little bit of rest for some of the starters before the second leg of a back-to-back. But I have my doubts. But anyway, at the top, 10.2K, Angel Reese. Arguably the best play for Chicago. I mean, really the only other one you could argue is Kennedy Carter, the way she's playing. But Reese, just a double-double machine, even though they kind of snuck it to her today against Atlanta. But she got it. That's all that matters. At 10-2, I don't mind her. It is a pretty tough matchup. New York is really good against bigs, so I will say that. There is path for her to fail here against Stewie and JJ. So keep that in the back of your mind, especially for tournaments. Kennedy Carter is probably my favorite play on Chicago on this slate. At 8,600, you get, what is that, $1,600 of a discount to Angel Reese. She's just been playing so incredibly well. Like this game here against Minnesota, where she only had 26 fantasy points. She shot 7 of 17. She's just commanding a ton of usage. She's electric when she's on the floor, and she's playing big minutes, well north of a fantasy point per minute player. Camila Cardoso played really well today after randomly getting benched the last game, so would like her at 8K. Marina Mabry, 7,600, always in play for tournaments, always can post a big score. She's just not shot the ball well of late, and the usage has been down. She's kind of deferred being the number one and even the number two option in this offense to now Kennedy Carter and Angel Reese. Lindsey Allen, I made my intentions known. I have no interest in paying that price tag for her. Izzy Harrison, 5K. I think she's a fine play, and I think there is leverage in playing her if you think Angel Reese or Cardoso get in foul trouble, which very well could happen guarding the girls that they're going to have to guard. Angel Reese is going to have to guard Brianna Stewart. Like, good luck with that. Dana Evans, 4,600. She's fine if you want to go there. Minutes are just really up and down, really hard to predict. Same thing with Diamond DeShields. I'm not buying into Bree Turner or Onion. We're getting consistent minutes, so I'm not playing either of them. On the New York side, obviously, like if we look at the game today, they ran an extremely tight rotation. Davis and Doncic did not see the floor. Obviously, Sabali is still out. Sherrod didn't see the floor, and Benajelani was out due to an illness. Actually, I thought it was her knee. I don't know. It was either her knee or she's out with the sickness that's going around the league. I can't remember offhand. Actually, let's just look it up. So, due to knee injury. Yep, I thought it was knee. So, it was her knee injury. I'm expecting her to play in this game. I expect they were just giving her that day of rest because they were playing a back-to-back. But if for some reason that Laney is out, they did start Febich, and she saw 33 minutes, so would really like her, assuming she starts again. Stewie played 34 minutes, a tad lower than what she has been playing. John Quell saw a slight uptick in minutes here. Sabrina played her normal run of minutes. Vandersloot is the one that got a real big jump in minutes. She played 34 minutes after playing like very, very minimally these past couple games. 18 and 14 the last two for her, so she saw a huge uptick in minutes. Kayla Thornton saw 17 minutes off the bench. I knew as soon as she didn't start, they were not very happy with how she's been playing, so they were going to limit her. Kennedy Burke saw 10 minutes off the bench, so there's a few options. Obviously, I'm expecting Benajelani to be back, so really, really hurts. Like Febich and Thornton would make, obviously, Doncic, Davis, and Sherrod are not in play. I'm not playing Sabali even if she comes back. Burke should play around 10 minutes if you think she can get there. Thornton, I just have no interest in at 5,600. Minutes are ticking down. She's not a good fantasy point per minute player, and she's score independent. Febich, it's tough because if Benajelani is in, and then, like, let's say Sloot has a decent game where she's not getting pulled and getting benched, Febich is going to have to get there in like 15 to 18 minutes, and at that price point, it's really hard to recommend playing her. But where you want to be with New York is up at the top. Obviously, you can attack Chicago down low. That means Stewie and JJ both look exceptional. I prefer Stewie. She's just been far more consistent, and she's going to take her shots no matter what. She's been a lot more aggressive of late. She's been grabbing a ton of rebounds. And this game here against Minnesota, she played 38 minutes, shot 5 of 20, and still put up a 50 bomb. So, obviously, huge upside if the shot's falling for her. Obviously, Sabrina Ionescu is another one that's perfectly fine spend up to play. She's just chunking. She has a ton of usage already packed in. Can get you some peripheral stats. I do like Benajelani, assuming that she plays. I would not expect her to be on a minutes limit. When she come back from her knee injury before, they said she was on a minutes limit, and she played like 30 some odd minutes. So I would expect her to play as close to normal run as normal. And then Sloot, you can go there at 6,800. It's not the worst price. She's playing against her old team, so maybe she'll have a little bit of extra fire in her belly, but it is what it is. I'm not too crazy about her. Obviously, you're going to have to play some cheap plays if you're going to try and jam all the studs in. So guessing which cheap play works out is going to be the key to this slate. Obviously, if you're all the way up at the top, you want to split 10K with as few people as you can. But before we get out of here, I'm going to kick over here to Underdog. They already have the contest up for Friday. It is $4,000 to first, $5 entry. It is a 3-game contest. It's actually a really good contest. I've been absolutely loving the stuff Underdog has been doing. I will go ahead and show you guys my rankings. I do update these. Like, I try and get them out as early as possible to help everyone in the Discord. But as we get closer, probably by about game time tomorrow night, I will have an update to these. If you want to hop in the Discord, check it out. I do post some notes in there. There are a couple things here that seem out of place for me. I'll scroll down here where you guys can get an idea on the mid range, and then I'll scroll all the way down where you can check out the bottom. But the few things that stand out, I'll drop a couple nuggets here. Nafisa Collier currently has a 5.8 ADP. I always say there is a massive edge with these contests that are 3 games or more and they have the ADP. People look at that and it's like the Bible to them. They go off that ADP and they don't look at anything else. Nafisa Collier, I would be utterly floored if she plays in this game on Friday. I don't see a scenario where she plays before the Olympic break. And even then, I'm not sure she's going to go to Paris and play for Team USA. I think she's going to take the time off and get rested up for the second half of the season. I mean, they have WNBA championship aspirations. She's not going to rush back for like a meaningless game before the break. I am not touching her. You can look here. She is nowhere to be found in my rankings. Another one that is pretty high to me, where was it? They are low on Lloyd and NECA. They have come up a little bit on their ADP. They're a little high on Kalia Copper and Natasha Cloud, in my opinion. Alana Smith is low, in my opinion. There's a few things, and then where was it? Dorka. Dorka is only projected for 15.9 fantasy points. I think that's a little bit too low. I think she's going to go a lot higher than that. For me personally, I will have a lot of Dorka. I tend to anyway, just because I saw what she did last year as a rookie, as a second-round pick, and she's starting to get back into that form. But if you want to play on Underdog and have not signed up yet, use code CREPASS. They will match up to $250. And hop in and play in some of these drafts. They're an absolute blast. I do at least 10 to 15 every night for all the slates, except for the showdown slates. Like, I don't do the head-to-heads or anything like that. But that's going to do it for me, guys. If you enjoy the content, leave a like on the channel. Really helps out the channel grow. Hit the subscribe button. We are getting so close to 500 subs. I would love to get there before the Olympic break. Let's try and do it. But I'll see you guys in the next one.